Okay, one more video for today. I'm all set up, and I felt that I wanted to share something with you all. Guys, if you're going to become the man you would like to be, there's going to be one important thing that you're going to need to do, and that is in some way heal and reconcile your experiences with your own father. Like most guys, I think we grow up, enter in our adulthood with not the best of experiences or memories over our fathers. For some, there was a lot of physical violence. For others, it was verbal. For others, their fathers just weren't there. There's a myriad of different fathers, and there was also good fathers. But if you have a negative experience with your own father, you're not going to be able to truly reconcile your masculinity, become the man you want to be, without reconciling and healing that. Now, I'm not talking necessarily about forgiving. I'm talking about moving on. There's a difference. Because in some cases, you just can't forgive what happened. Nor should you be required to. But you do have to reconcile yourself. Accept what happened. Release the pain you feel on the inside and move on. If you don't, you're going to be constantly living in the shadow of your childhood. You're never going to be able to become the adult man you need to be. A couple months ago was Father's Day, and like most guys, I walk into a store to try and find a card for him. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm one of these people that I just can't buy any card. I got to buy a card that has some reality to it. And you know, excuse me, there's a lot of cards out there that are like, oh, to my dad, my best friend, my hero, you know, all these kinds of things. I thought, I cannot bring myself to buy this card for this man. I don't want to buy him a bad card, but I mean, I can't buy him something that I didn't perceive him as. And as an aside, my dad was not a bad man. He just couldn't succeed at what it was to be a father to me. He himself had horrible experiences with his father. And I think if you look back, I think this goes back quite a ways in most families. Well, I decided that, you know, those types of things was going to end, that I was going to somehow move past. Now, I had done this some years ago, so it's not unheard of me to do this. So rather than buy him a card, I decided I was going to write him a short letter. It was a couple pages long. Now, when I sat down to write it, I didn't dwell on the bad experiences. I didn't dwell or even bring up where I thought he had failed me. I didn't even discuss what I thought of him as a person. Instead, I remembered and held the man during the times that I remembered pleasantly, that I had good experiences over. And if anything, tried to connect up with the man I felt he was trying to be, but just not succeeding at. I wrote to that man. I thanked him for the sort of these types of experiences that I had shared with him. I thanked him for trying. I thanked him, excuse me, a little rough voice this morning. I thanked him for loving me in the way that he could. You get the idea. Well, in talking with him on Father's Day, he said, David, that had to have been one of the nicest letters he'd ever gotten, and he thanked me very much for it. Now, it didn't, to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter what he thought of the letter. What was important was what I thought of the letter. You know, when you've been able to heal past your experiences with your own father, with your own dad, you're able to be different. You're able to be a different type of man. You're able to be a man who can sit down and, despite what happened, truly still connect with your father from a place of love. Now, it does not mean that I don't have reactions to or feelings about what happened, disappointments over things. It just means I've let go of it. I don't concentrate on it. I don't base my own actions and choices as a man over what my dad did or didn't do. I don't try to seek validation from him. I don't try to seek approval from him. I don't do all those things that we did as boys growing up. But if you look back, we're still trying to do as adults. Those types of things, validation, approval, only you can give yourself. And as an adult, it's your responsibility to move into manhood. It is your responsibility to do the things that you need to do to be the man you want to be. It's no longer your father's. It's not your parents, your families. It's not anyone else's responsibility than yours. So if you've not had that opportunity to do healing over your father, and there are some whose fathers have passed on, it doesn't require the writing of a letter. It doesn't require a call. It doesn't require a visit. It requires what's going on in your own heart. You have to sit down and recognize what happened. I cannot change it. I cannot change him. But I can change me. I can change my reactions. I can change how I felt about myself because of these things. It's only from that place that you're going to be able to heal over your relationship with your father. And it's only from that place that you're going to be able to actually move into true, authentic manhood for yourself. So guys, this is a process. It took me several years of work on myself to be able to be at a place to talk to you about these types of things on this video. That said, it is worth it. I can honestly say I love my father. I can also honestly say I love myself. And I feel in many ways, even though I continue to work on myself, that by taking over the reins of my own life, I have become the man that I always wanted to be and continue to grow into that role. But I was only able to start that process from a place of reconciling. I almost said forgiveness. From a place of reconciling. If you can forgive, great. But don't necessarily put that burden on this experience. I found for myself, honestly, forgiveness came some years after the healing. That may be too much for you to stomach right now. But you do have to start. So guys, take an opportunity to begin that journey into your own manhood by taking back the reins of your childhood experiences from your parents and from your father. Begin that journey. The destination is wonderful. And I encourage you, and I will be with you through that journey, because I know how hard it is at times. I know how your buttons still get pressed every time you talk with a man. But be the man you know you want to be, that you know you can be. It's your responsibility to do it. I'll be there to help, but you've got to do the work. Hang in there, guys. Good path ahead, and good journeys. Take care. Bye-bye.